In the past 6 months, I've started making Islamic content on social media, and after posting 21 videos, I've grown my account from 0 to over 90,000 followers on Instagram. Started promoting Muslim apps and a business teaching others exactly how to do the same. And during all that time, I was a full-time student, was still improving my relationship with Allah, and I was helping millions of Muslims get closer to Him. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm not saying that to brag, I'm just trying to show you what's possible. Because growing my Islamic person brand this year has given me a lifetime of opportunities and showed me that winning in the dunya and akhirah at the same time is actually possible. And in this video, I want to show you the 4 intentional tactics I use to gain a following with over 90,000 authentic Muslims without having to post every day, without having to use music in my videos, without giving up on uni to make my parents proud, and most importantly, without losing my connection to Allah. And if I realized one thing this year, being one of the lucky ones who were able to blow up on social media, is that this viral social media growth doesn't actually happen by accident. Because these unique tactics I'm about to share with you are the exact same tactics even social media beginners are using to gain a following with over 10,000 organic followers and land their first paid deal with a Muslim app. Like Ilyas, who I started working with recently and that was stuck in the couple of thousands view jail, and after implementing these strategies that I'm about to share with you, grew to 28,000 followers on TikTok and is still growing. And he started to go viral with one of his videos getting almost 500,000 views. And if you're thinking that it was luck, he's literally getting an insane amount of views consistently. And the thing is, once you actually start understanding these strategies I'm about to share with you, growth actually happens consistently. And I started working with like just a couple of weeks ago, who was also stuck in the couple of thousand view jail, again started going viral consistently after implementing these strategies with every single video he's posting. Now all of these people didn't just, blow up by accident. They didn't have a fancy camera, we all edit on CapCut. It's just that they had access to these 4 strategies. And so, let's begin. Now the first tactic that you actually need to master is something called the hunt for viral formulas. Now this is a name I came up with, and what a viral formula is basically, it's something that you find in viral existing videos on the internet that you can actually use for yourself, for your own videos, so you can go viral as well. And the viral formula consists of 2 things, the hook and the concept of a video. Now the concept of a video is basically what kind of videos that is. So is it a vlog? Is it a tutorial? Is it a storytelling video with a lesson at the end? Like this kind of structure of a video is the actual concept. Simple as that. Now let's actually talk about the hook. And the hook, for you guys who don't understand what that is, it's basically the first 5 seconds of your video. And these first 5 seconds are basically the most important seconds in your video, and is probably single-handedly the only factor that is gonna decide if your video is gonna blow up or get a lot of views, or it's gonna, be stuck in the 200 views jail, 1,000 views jail, or basically not get any views. Now for those of you who think that they understand hooks and that you're ready to move on to the next section of the video, like, oh, I understand hooks, bro, I've heard it a million times already, just tell me how to hack the algorithm. Bro, if you're not blowing up on social media right now, if you're not getting past 10k views consistently on your videos, you do not understand hooks to the level that you need to. The deciding factor if your video is gonna, get a lot of views or barely any views is something called watch time or viewer retention. And it's basically this graph that you see in your analytics that, most people ignore, that shows you how many people watch your video from start until the end. Now let me show you the retention graph of a video that got 1.4 million views on TikTok and a video that got almost 5,000 views. This is the retention graph of a video that got 1.4 million views on TikTok, and this is the retention graph of a video that got almost 5,000 views on TikTok. Now as you can see, after the first 5 seconds of both videos, it was only a 21% difference for the people that kept watching. So this literally means that it was a 21% better hook, yet with a 21% better hook, the video got 350 times the amount of views. Now I'm not sure if I made the math correctly, but as you can see, the first 5 seconds of the video are so important. You have to pay so much attention to these first 5 seconds of your video, or else nothing else matters. No matter how good your video is, no matter how much value you put in it, no matter how entertaining it is, nobody is actually gonna see that, because most people are just scrolling like that. And if they scroll past these 5 seconds because they are boring and you thought to yourself, well, let's put the best things at the end of the video, nobody is gonna watch them and it's gonna flop on social media. Like most people won't even see past the first 5 seconds. You have to think about that. Which is why, again, you have to put so much effort into them. Now, okay, you understand that you need to work a lot on these first 5 seconds, but how do you actually do that? Now, again, the viral formula is something that you find in viral videos on the internet that you can actually use in your videos. And those things that you find are the hook and the concept of the video. Now, if you're a social media beginner, you're not gonna be able to make a viral hook immediately. Like, it's gonna take you a long time to get the skill of being able to write viral hooks. And so what you need to do is to basically find viral videos on the internet that have already went viral, that are also in a similar concept to the concept that you are trying to make videos in. And so if you're trying to make vlogs, what you need to do is to find viral vlogs on social media, and then you need to copy their hooks. If you're trying to make tutorials on the internet, then you try to find tutorials on the internet that have gone viral before and then copy their hooks, while also obviously adjusting them to your own needs. Now, I talk more about the viral formula, how to find it, how to actually implement it in your videos in my private content creator program, Deeniverse, because it's not only about finding hooks and then repeating them like that and then you're gonna boom, blow up. It doesn't work like that, because most people just copy them and then end up making a cheap copy of that video. Like, here's a comparison to one of my students that copied the wake up video hook and another random creator that also copied it. My student Naif, who recently joined Deeniverse, got over 200,000 views on his video, while the other random creator got barely any views, even though both copied the same viral hook in a niche that they are in. And this goes to show that there's just way more things that you need to do other than just copying the exact same hook from that viral video that I actually talk about in the 0 followers module. Because that means even if you copy the hook of a video that got more than 1 million views, it is still not enough to go viral. Which brings me to my next point, which is that it's less about the hook and concept itself, and it's more about whom you are saying it to and how you're actually saying it. And that's where the mirror effect comes into play. Now, the mirror effect is a term that I came up with, which I noticed in my own videos. So I noticed that in my own videos, people were actually being able to relate so much to me that it felt like they are standing in front of a mirror. One of the reasons why I was able to blow up on social media is that because I was talking to myself in every single video the entire time. More specifically, I was talking to my younger self, which is why people were able to relate. As much as you like to think that you are, special, we are all the same at the end. So if I struggle with something, a lot of other people might actually struggle with the same thing. And so because I was talking about all my younger self struggles, a lot of people thought to themselves, wait, that's exactly what I struggle with as well. Most of the hacks that you see on social media are actually complete crap. Like, oh, post on 12 p.m. bro and you're gonna go viral. Use hashtags, bro. Use this exact hashtag and you are gonna go viral. Bro, unlock this exact setting on Instagram, boom, you're gonna go viral. Bro, this is all crap. None of this matters if you are talking to the camera and your script sounds like it was written by ChatGPT, bro. None of this matters. Which is why you need to be very authentic on social media for people to actually relate to you and find you real. Most people think that the algorithm hates me. Bro, the algorithm hates me, bro. What should I do? Do you understand that the algorithm is not the one watching your videos? It is real humans, real people behind their phones who are watching your videos. And that's exactly what you need to optimize for. Not the algorithm, not hashtags, nothing else. You need to optimize your videos for real human connections. And that's exactly why you need to talk to your younger self in your videos. Imagine yourself really having to talk to your younger self, okay? How would you speak to them? What would you tell them to make them relate to you? You would probably talk to them about something that you struggle with, about something you dream of, about something you've learned in your own journey. Maybe you would tell them about your desires, maybe your dark desires, who knows? For me, for example, I was talking about the fact that I wanted a girlfriend, right? So this is something that most people are actually ashamed of talking about. Like, if you tell your friends, oh bro, I want a girlfriend, most of your Muslim friends are gonna actually laugh at you. Like, we understand it's haram, but it's a desire that is actually there for a lot of people. And when I spoke about this, my videos went absolutely viral because people were like, bro, I struggle with the exact same thing. And so imagine that you have this dark desire or this exact problem, and you see a random creator on the internet talking exactly about that. You're probably gonna watch them, you're probably gonna follow them, you're probably gonna love watching their videos. Now you're probably thinking, okay, it's really important to talk to your younger self, I get it. How do I do it though? Now, to talk to your younger self, you probably need to remember what they went through, what their dreams are, what their struggles are. And so for that, you're gonna open up a document and write all of these things down. You're gonna write down your struggles you had when you were young. You're gonna write down your dreams that you probably have achieved at this point or, still trying to achieve. And you're also gonna write down the lessons that you've learned along the way, like while struggling with X, what have you learned? And these struggles, dreams, and lessons that you are gonna write down in this document are the things that you are gonna make content about. Like, okay, we know we're gonna make Islamic content on social media. We understand that. Like, that's kind of our niche, right? Like, if you just sit in front of the camera and say, drinking alcohol is haram, right? Like, this is not enough. You actually need to make it more authentic, more personal, more relatable. And that's where your struggles, dreams, and lessons that you've learned come into play. Especially if you're talking about struggles that you had in the past and now are able to, deal with them. That's like the strongest points, because like you actually are credible to talk about these things. Now you probably can talk about struggles that you still have and trying to fight them right now, but it's way better to talk about struggles you had in the past with your younger self to make them even more relatable. And if you need more help with writing your struggles, dreams, and lessons, here's a template that I made for you. Feel free to screenshot this. This is actually one of the homeworks my students inside of deeniverse have to complete, or let's say mission, because that's how we call it there. And you simply take this template and fill in the pains, dreams, and lessons, which brings me to my next point. The way I was able to emphasize my struggles, pains, dreams was actually through highly engaging editing. So to explain to you how I actually edit my videos, I'm just gonna go over one of my videos and talk about all of the things that you actually need to edit like a pro, okay? So let's get started. Let's actually watch the first 5 seconds first.
Is it possible to beat lust as a Muslim and reconnect with Allah in 3 days even though you're in college and live alone?
So this was basically the hook. I think it was around 6 seconds, 5 seconds. So let's go over it, okay? So the first thing that we instantly notice is that my font is really unique, and that I have 2 fonts at the same time. Now the reason why I do that is because when you use 2 fonts at the same time, it creates a very interesting contrast, which is very attractive to the eye. And so every time I do that, it looks really good, right? So this is like the first thing. I have 2 fonts. One of them is handwritten and one of them is very bold and unique. Now, to be fair, my font is actually paid, but there are a lot of other fonts that you can use. Like, you don't have to pay for your font. You probably can find other ones that are not paid and that are also, unique. But you really need to find your unique font, because if you're just using what everyone is using, like if you just choose to use mine, you're not gonna be unique for your own videos and people are not gonna remember you for your font. Also, when it comes to the colors that I used, every color that you use should represent something. Like, you can't just use random colors. Like, I talk a lot about colors in my private creator program, but basically like this color right here, yellow, I choose it because it represents myself. Like, I'm a very, extroverted person. I'm a very outgoing person, and so it fits my vibe. But also the color yellow might represent something good, and that's why I chose it for all of the keywords in my video that are also good things, right? Now for the other color that I chose red. Now red might represent, love, might represent something very strong, which is, a positive thing, but also it might represent danger and stuff like that. And so that's why I chose it for all of the sins, because sins are something bad and you might connect the color red with bad things. But if you have a different personality than me, like if you are a very introverted person, if you want to make content that lets people just trust you and feel, comfortable, maybe you're using the color blue and so on. Like, every color has his different attributes and reasons, so you might want to dive into that obviously when you are choosing your colors. So that's very important. The second thing that we need to talk about is, as you can see here, I am duplicated. Like, you can see myself 2 times here and here. Like, here you can see me 3 times. Now the reason why I do this is because it's a huge boost for the engagement. Now imagine if you just saw me sitting right here, it would be boring, right? But having a guy next to me that is doing something that I'm talking about, like for example, whilst you are on your phone, right? It's a really nice representation to what I'm talking about, and it's very engaging. Like, seeing the same guy twice is way more engaging than just me sitting and talking, like talking head video, right? Now I also used it here, I believe. Yeah, here it was also kind of representing my life in college and alone. Like, I'll be, reading, training, playing the yo-yo, whatever. Shout out to all the people that play yo-yo. But yeah, basically I duplicate myself to, boost engagement and to make the video just way more interesting than just, sitting in front of the camera and talking like this, right? So this is like kind of the second thing. Now to move on to the next thing, I want you to look closely at my video, okay?
Is it possible to beat lust as a Muslim and reconnect with Allah in 3 days even though you're in college and live alone? I don't know. But after 3 years of trying, here's something that might help you.
Now, as you can see, every 1 to 2 seconds, something is changing on the screen. if you are not changing anything on the screen every 1 to 2 seconds, unfortunately, most people will scroll off. Okay, like the attention span of a normal human being is just so low right now, which is why you need to change something every 1 to 2 seconds. Now, I preferably change clips entirely, but also what I do is like I mix it with the caption as well. Like the caption is changing the entire time, right? But also changing the clips. Like as you can see, this is a 1 or 2 seconds clip. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, right? So I'm always changing things. And even at the beginning, right, I wasn't changing much other than the caption, but because I was duplicated and I was, moving, it was also really good, which is something I talk about inside of deeniverse, which is that you need to have a visual hook as well. Like as you can see, something is moving here, right? Other than the caption, like my legs are moving, my hands are moving, right? And there's a figure on the, ground, like what is that? It creates a lot of curiosity. But yeah, back to my points. Basically, you need to change something every 1 to 2 seconds all the time, because otherwise it's not gonna be as engaging and most people will scroll off, right? So this is called the 2-second rule, by the way. Now, the next thing that we're gonna talk about is something called B-rolls, right? And B-rolls are basically clips that you either film for the video itself, or basically clips of you existing in real life that you shot anyway and that you can use in your own videos. Now, the second type of clips I'm talking about is clips like this. Like I was sitting in the gym, minding my own business, just training. It's a basically clip of me existing in real life. So these are like the kind of B-rolls that you would use when you're talking about a specific thing that these videos kind of represent. But also the other type of B-rolls are B-rolls that you film for this video exactly. Like before filming this video, I knew that I'm gonna be in this, sad kind of overthinking mood. And so that's why I, filmed this B-roll right here, where I was sitting on the bed and just staring at the ceiling, because it's something that represents the current mood. And this is like a kind of cinematic B-roll, let's say. So this is the cinematic B-roll, and the other one where I was sitting in the gym, this one where I was sitting in the gym is basically a normal. And you want to have a library of both. Like every clip that you have on your phone that might represent something, I want you to take all of them and just put them into a folder so you can use them for your editing later. Now, it obviously also depends on the video, because if I was making a video about going to the gym and my struggles with it, whatever, I'm probably gonna use way more B-rolls than in here, because here my problems are at home and there's no much outgoing, right? As you can see, I'm always doing something in the video. Like I'm not standing and talking. This is kind of like the visual hook that I'm using constantly. Like you see a lot of content creator, just cutting fruit, drinking tea, whatever. They're just always doing something just to boost the engagement. Now, this is most importantly while doing the hook that you are, moving something, but also throughout the video to keep the viewer engaged. Doing something while talking is always gonna be better than just talking.
This is Shaitan right there, trying to discourage you from not repenting and making you think that Allah...
Now, as you can see, I'm using a lot of, nasheeds, a lot of halal beats in this video. And this is something I called sectioning the actual video. So let's just listen together, okay?
Is it possible to beat lust as a Muslim and reconnect with Allah in 3 days, even though you're in college and live alone? I don't know.
Boom. It stopped, right? So this is like kind of the first section of my video. So I always make my videos in section, and for every section I change the music or vocal sounds, whatever you want to call it. So this section was basically 6 seconds long, because if you just leave the entire video with the same exact music, it works obviously, but to make it even more engaging, you're gonna put a lot of different sections, and for every section you're gonna make a specific, sound, specific vibe. So for this one, it was like this, curiosity evoking vibe. This is like, oh, is it actually possible to beat lust, right? So this was the vibe. But then at the end,
the Prophet, peace upon him, says, the one who repents from the sin is like the one who never sins. And Allah says in the Quran, indeed, Allah loves the...
as you can see, it's becoming more sad. It's becoming more, chill, right? Because I'm talking about the ayah, I'm talking about the hadith, right? So it's something that I want people to actually remember and, focus on. So I didn't want to do too much, with the music. But also it's giving me this kind of like hopeful feeling, which I always like to do at the end of my videos, because I put the lesson of my video most of the time at the end. And so leaving them with something inspiring, like with inspirational music, is always gonna be probably the case for me and for you if you're trying to, do the same thing I'm doing. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about is, as you can see, when we are coming to the end of the video, it's looking very similar to the beginning of the video, and this has actually a reason. I'm sure you've seen these videos on Instagram where the video just starts looping again, like it never ends. The video just basically never ends, and that's what I'm doing here. Basically, it's a loop. It's called a loop. And this boosts the engagement insanely because a lot of people don't even realize that they finished the video and they just keep watching over and over and over again. This is why loops are so important. But yeah, if you could take one thing from all of the things I talked about editing, it would be the 2 seconds rule. Like, as you can see, there is something changing the entire time, which is really engaging, and it's gonna boost the watch time and all of that, right? Now, the editing looks like it was edited by a pro, but it's not that hard, to be honest. But after you watch the editing module inside of deeniverse, you're probably gonna be able to edit like this easily because it's not really that complicated. Is that it takes a lot of time to develop the actual, style. But if you have a style that you want to copy, like mine for example, and you are giving the actual, buttons, what buttons to press to do these things, like for example, how you would duplicate yourself, how would you do the caption in this way I'm doing right now. Once you know how to do them, it's actually really easy to edit videos like this. Like, yes, okay, it's time consuming, but it's actually easy to edit like this, and it's not that hard once you have someone that is teaching you every single button that you need to press to edit like this. And yeah, that was basically everything you need to know when it comes to editing like a pro. So the last and most important factor to your growth on social media is getting consistent, constructive feedback and surrounding yourself in an environment of consistent improvement. So look, I gave you the hacks. I told you how to find these viral hooks that will make you eventually go viral on social media. I told you who to talk to in your videos so you can sound relatable and authentic. And I told you most of the things that you actually need to do to edit like a pro. But the thing is, none of this matters if you're not getting consistent, constructive feedback on your videos. A lot of people try to, replicate my videos, and they just come off very cheap, very unprofessional, and that's because they don't have anyone to help them, and they are not getting consistent feedback on their videos. A couple of months ago, I started helping this kid with his social media, and his name was Ilyas. He desperately wanted to make content creation his full-time income. And as I said before, his videos were flopping, and even if he got a video with more views, he wouldn't really understand why this is happening, and he would think that it was just luck. And he's now at more than 28,000 followers, and soon he's gonna be at 30k followers, and his videos are going absolutely viral, and he actually knows why this is happening. In fact, he also started promoting an Islamic app and earning halal money on social media as we are speaking right now, because he proved himself that he's actually able to make really good content on social media. But the thing is, it would have taken him so much longer if he tried to do all of that by himself without getting my consistent feedback. And I'm really not saying that to brag like, oh, buy my course, bro. But I just want to ask you like a genuine question, Muslim to Muslim right now. Do you really think once you click off this video, you're gonna be able to build a solid audience on social media like me or Ilyas, alhamdulillah? Because now you're seeing the roadmap. Like, that's literally what me and Ilyas did to, get our first viral video. The thing is, like, as much as I believe in your success and really want you to win as my Muslim brother or sister, I highly doubt you will. Now hear me out. I know how exciting it is to, learn all of this cool stuff, and wow, we're learning all together, but like, as I said, this viral social media growth doesn't really happen by accident. We don't just luckily blow up one day, like, this is not how it works. Getting to the point where you're getting so many brand deals and so many Muslim apps dying to work with you, this is not something you will get by luck. This stuff only happens when you actually make content your full priority. The last tip, getting feedback, like getting constructive feedback, professional feedback, is actually what's gonna separate the content creators that are taking this as a hobby and probably will fall off at some point, and the great content creators who then became great. They didn't wake up great, they became great, and then go on to, making halal income, doing what they love, while also getting good deeds along the way. Which is why I spent the last month creating our private content creator program deeniverse. I work tirelessly to try to teach you everything I know about content creation and to make it as easy as possible for you to win. Like, you know, Elias and I went from this to this after joining deeniverse and getting my consistent feedback. And the good thing about deeniverse is that it doesn't actually stop there. Being able to make views on social media, like getting a lot of views on social media, this is kind of like level 1 of this game. Making a consistent income though is what's actually challenging. So of course I'm not gonna just leave you alone with that. Like I'm trying to help you as much as possible. I partnered with multiple different Muslim apps that officially became our brand partners to give you the opportunity to work with them once you learn how to actually make good content on social media to start getting paid to promote these apps. All of these apps are ready to work with you right now once you actually finish our training and start making good content on social media. These brand deals and, you know, these Muslim apps that you're gonna get the chance to work with once you join deeniverse would have been so hard to get if you would have, you know, searched for them and tried to work with them by yourself. But because these brands and Muslim apps founders trust me and trust my teaching, and they know that I'm gonna be good at teaching you how to make good content, they believe that all the people who join deeniverse and learn how to make content from me are gonna be worth working with as well. So for those of you watching who actually want to join deeniverse, if you join today, just to reiterate, we have 5+ hours of content creation guides, from finding the viral formulas, branding, scripting, storytelling, to editing your videos like a pro. Like, it's all from Allah, don't get me wrong, but this is how I was able to get views like this. Then actually being able to monetize your craft, not just getting views, but actually being able to make money through these videos that you are making by working with our brand partners that you will get access to once you join deeniverse. And on top of that, like, a lot of programs don't actually do this. Like, they just, you know, give you videos and they will try to tell you what to do and then they just leave you alone. This is not gonna happen here. I'm gonna be with you, trying to help you as much as I can, trying to give you feedback so you can actually improve on your videos. Most of the programs that, you know, teach you this kind of stuff and, you know, give you access especially to this kind of stuff will, you know, charge you thousands upon thousands of dollars, which is obviously not what I'm doing here. Like, I know you all go to school, maybe you're in university, or maybe you're working a part-time job, like, oh bro, please don't break my bank. Don't worry, I won't. Now obviously the price of deeniverse will be increasing as the school is growing, so the best time to join is actually right now. And so as I'm wrapping this video up, I just want to leave you with 2 options. So the first option that you have is actually just waiting until the perfect time is here. Maybe wait until you fix your relationship with Allah, even though that's exactly the topic that you're gonna be talking about in your videos. Maybe wait until you finish university because you don't have time right now, when social media is probably filled with way more content creators and it's probably oversaturated. So, or maybe wait until you learn all of this stuff by yourself, which is probably gonna take you years upon years, just like it took for me. Or you can actually start committing and going all in on the most valuable skill of this day and age, while being able to do this way faster than you think, while also being able to monetize the exact skill that you are learning, while also being able to help all of the Muslims around the world and get good deeds that will help you in the akhirah as well. If that's you, then you can click the top link in the description to join our content creator program, deeniverse, today. And see you there. Assalamu alaikum.